So we got a new thing in the Ben Simmons saga. He does not plan on reporting to training camp for the Sixers, which opens up a whole new can of worms in this thing because, I was thinking about it and I think everybody's been thinking about it, right? Like, obviously he hasn't been moved. Sixers don't want to come down from the asking price. So the next step is he going to be okay with this? Is everybody going to be a professional? Can they move past this in any way? And based on this report, the answer is no. And to be honest, I can't help but feel like a lot of the things I'm going to say in this video, or I just said in the video I did like a week ago on this, but then it just becomes a matter of, can the Sixers survive this sort of thing? I mean, if there's no Ben Simmons, and yeah, I know everybody craps on him all the time for his playoff performance, but regular season wise at least, dude's still pretty damn awesome with the defense and the playmaking and the inside scoring and all that, right? Well, if they just don't have that at all, and it's Embiid and Tobias and Seth Curry and all these guys, then I just don't know how awesome in the regular season Philly's going to be. And so then you once again think about, will the Sixers come down from the asking price, which is basically either a star player or at least one damn good player with a million draft picks. And even then, I do question if those are real because it's like, what benefit did the Sixers have of getting draft picks? They're trying to win right now, unless you could immediately flip them for somebody else. And the one team we keep hearing about that seems to really, really want Simmons is the T-Wolves. You look at that team, I mean, you imagine D'Lo's not moving. I would guess they don't really want to move Anthony Edwards. I don't think the Sixers would want him either. Yeah, he had moments towards the tail end of last season. He was damn good, actually, but I just don't know if the Sixers are confident enough in a second-year player, So it's like Malik Beasley, and then you're probably going to have to get a third team involved, and it just might be too many moving parts, and I imagine the Wolves don't want to move too many more draft picks, so I don't know if that's possible. But if the Sixers' asking price is going to have to come down just out of necessity at this point, because, if Ben Simmons isn't going to show up, that's pretty rough, of course, then maybe a move will be on the horizon here. Maybe the Sixers will just talk Ben Simmons down from this and it'll be fine a week from now. I don't know. Preseason is in a month, so training camp isn't too far away. Now, do I blame Ben Simmons? Do I fault Ben Simmons for this move? Somewhat, just because it's like, dude, you're not the only guy to ever be in trade talks. You remember Miles Turner a year ago where the Pacers were just making it pretty obvious they were trying to trade him for Gordon Hayward. The move doesn't come through, and how Miles Turner just came back the next season. The Kings were 2 seconds away from trading Buddy Hield this offseason. I'm pretty sure Buddy Hield's going to report to training camp. Now, that does not mean the Sixers didn't make some mistakes along the way. Joel Embiid, heat of the moment, said basically it was Ben Simmons' fault we lost the game because he said their momentum died or whatever when they didn't get a basket when they were wide open under the rim. And that's true. But Ben could be like, well, Joel, if you didn't have one of your worst second halves ever in game 5 against the Hawks, I believe it was, we wouldn't have blown that lead. Doc questioned if Ben is a championship point guard. So, they definitely need to have a sit down, and it seems like Ben Simmons doesn't want to bother with that at all. I don't know if anything else has happened behind the scenes that we just simply don't know about, but yeah, man, again, I do feel like I'm repeating myself a lot from the last Simmons video, but this is a significant continuation of the story. Like, if the guy's really not going to show up, then I think this gets real pretty fast. And I know Morey is holding out for the Dame trade, but that's not coming this offseason, man. Maybe if the Blazers have another disappointing season, but it seems like you don't really have the time for that. And obviously Beal is going to go into the season, so then at that point, I don't know, you might just have to deal with the fact that you're not going to get an insane haul back for Ben. Now, I think the other thing to consider here is Ben Simmons willing to take fines and all that? We'll have to see. The other thing to think about is, like, could this end up being kind of similar to the Anthony Davis situation where the guy obviously doesn't want to be there, everyone knows he doesn't want to be there, but he's just kind of forced to be there in the moment. I feel like it's already there, to be honest. The other thing, too, is you're talking about Sixers fans, and, just picture a 76ers game with Ben Simmons on the roster. He's going to get booed and then some. Every time he touches the ball. Like, there's just no way it's not going to hang on the team the whole year. So I feel like Ben is kind of forcing the Sixers' hand here.